You're listening to CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living. To learn more about who we are, what we do, and how we do it, call toll-free 1-866-928-3310, and we'll send you out a no-obligation information kit absolutely free. 866-928-3310. The CFRN Emini Futures Cast is now on Stitcher. Listen to us on your iPhone, Android phones, BlackBerry, and WebOS phone. Stitcher is smart radio for your phone. Find it in your app store or at Stitcher.com. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
Are you ready, Steve? Andy? Yeah! Bert? Well, all right, fellas.
You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/CFRN. Over 85,000 titles. Choose from mystery, romance, religion, science, technology, business, New York Times bestsellers, even children's books. You name it, Audible has it. With 85,000 titles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect audiobook for yourself or to give as a gift, and it's absolutely free. Just point your browser to audibletrial.com/CFRN. That's audibletrial.com/CFRN. And become a part of the audiobook revolution by downloading your free audiobook today. audibletrial.com/CFRN.
Hey, trader, want to get rich quick? Well, good luck with that. If, on the other hand, you actually want to learn how to trade, the place to be is www.cfrn.net. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern for our daily devotional, and then spend the next 3 hours learning how it's done from professional traders who actually trade for a living. That's www.cfrn.net. Every trading day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN Emini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things Emini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro, and even T-bills. Joining us today from our studios in Boston, Mr. Michael Borth. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Sure. And let me grab the charts. Here we go. Okay. And put my spreadsheet up. All right. Excellent. Here we go. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Friday, the 21st day of February 2020. Today, well, if you're going to read the spreadsheet, you can read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. This spreadsheet, for those of you who don't know, goes back over 7 years now. It's our daily results. Goes back over 7 years. Today we made 16 ticks in crude, 7 ticks in gold, 1 tick on the ES. That put us at 242.50 on the morning session. Today it took 2 minutes and 1 trade to get to the goal for the day. At that point, we're up $100 a contract. And on the month now, we're up $2,463. That's over 13 days, averaging $189 per day. On the year, we're at 5,262. That's over 32 business days, averaging 164 per day. Okay. Go here. All right. If you have not taken the free trial, go to the homepage at CFRN.net. And right over here in the right-hand column, it says 5-day free trial, apply.cfrn.net. You can click on that, or right here where it says free 5-day trial, or any of these things that say free. Click on that, and it's going to bring you to, hang on, this page right here. This page, where all we ask for is your name, your email, your phone number, and you can tell us your biggest trading challenge so we can tailor one-on-one training specifically for you. Hit the send button, you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link, okay? If you don't click the confirmation link, well, we don't know that you took the free trial, okay? So you got to click on that confirmation link. All right, let's start out with gold today. Now, our first trade was right here, right at the open on gold, and we picked up 10 ticks on the very first trade. It didn't put in a higher swing. We needed to see the higher swing to have a follow-up trade, and by the time it followed up over here, the cycle was going down too steep. Now, there were other trade setups that were available in there. If you're doing more than the 2 that we do in the room, and if you don't know what they are, I'm happy to teach them to you. Just get in touch with me, set up a meeting. Okay. All right. So there was a trade right here that I missed. I think I was in a crude trade at the time. Another trade right here that I missed, and then it got a little bit flat and sideways. Came over here. I missed this one, but I grabbed this one, and we picked up 5 ticks on this one to put us at plus 15 on the morning session. And then I missed three of them right in a row here. That one, and that one. And I stopped out on that one. When I finally did take one, I stopped out. And, all 3 of these were great trades. That one, well, it gave me 3 ticks in profit. It didn't give me 4. So I couldn't move my stop to break even. Then I missed a couple more. Now, gold was moving around pretty quick today. It was tradable if that was the only market you were trading. But I was just doing, we had an open house today. So I was doing a lot of training and talking. And that's why I missed so many trades. But we still ended, plus 7 on gold on the morning session. Now, during the break, it looks like there was a shorting opportunity right there and a long right here. And that's what it looks like during the break. Okay. The euro, again, I was doing a lot of talking. The euro gave a couple of trade opportunities here. And I was talking about the other trades that were happening at the time because we had an open house and I wanted to give everybody instruction. There were a couple of setups that happened and I highlighted these after the fact, not at the time. Okay. One there, and one there. And then, let's see. Yeah, it looks like right here at 10:04 there was another one. Okay, and that was it for the euro for the day. So the euro did give some good opportunity today. I didn't get any of it, but it did give it. All right, on crude, our first trade was, well, the first one we missed right there. The second one we picked up 10 ticks on. All right, the third one we picked up 1 tick. Then I missed that opportunity right there. And somewhere in here we picked up another 5 ticks. I don't know where exactly, but we picked up another 5 ticks to put us at plus 16 on the morning session. You can see I missed that one. And honestly, I don't know where I missed the 5 ticks. It's probably from right here to right here. And let's see, during the break, well, it was a slow grind up here during the break. All right, if you're doing the other trade setups, there were trades, but using the 2 that we do in the room in the morning, there were not. Because the slingshot's just not allowing it. Okay. DES, we grabbed 1 tick on this short opportunity right here. Let's go back to the very beginning. The very beginning of time today. All right. So we started out inside a weekly trading zone, then we dropped down below the zone. Okay, we were just tanking, going below the zone. The slingshot's not allowing for any trade setups here. Okay, anywhere. And I know I highlighted one. Here it is. This was a bounce off the BBC after we had higher highs and higher lows. That gave 1.5 points or so. So you had enough room to get your stop to break even or take a little profit. We did take this one here, bounce off the BBC on the short side. Got 1 tick out of that. We missed that one and that one. And that one. And that one. Now, again, it was an open house and I was doing a lot of talking this morning. That's why I was missing so many trades. And we had a good showing for the open house. And the markets were really active. So I was able to show the trade setups over and over and over. Right now, we don't have anything right here. Now, last night, I will show you. Let me see, I think I still have it. Yep, I do. Last night in the partners meeting, and this was worth the price of admission last night, Dwayne and I were talking about where the market should go. And you see the yellow arrow right there. We were saying if it breaks down below that level, it should get down to the next zone down below that. And if it breaks through that, you know, the next one down is where it's probably going to go. And so looking at it on the 30-minute chart, like we were last night during the partners meeting, which was, you know, worth the price of admission all by itself. When we broke down below this level right here, that's what we were talking about. We said watch for it to get down to the zone down below, and it did. It came down here, put in a low here, and Dwayne will talk about all this, but right now, the MA1's going up, the cycle's going up, and we're trading above the BBC. So this could be the low of the day right here. You could have an afternoon rally back up to this level up here, okay, which really isn't that far from where it is. But we were talking about that last night. And you know, that was on crude oil. All right, so back to the spreadsheet. Oh, back here. Okay, if you have not taken a free trial with us and you want to take a free trial with us, go to the homepage at CFRN.net where it says free 5-day trial. Just click on that and you'll be brought to this page, eminitrainingschool.com. On this page, all we ask for is your name, your email, your phone number, and you can tell us your biggest trading challenge so we can tailor one-on-one training specifically for you. hit the send button, and you'll be sent a confirmation link. Okay, you must click on the confirmation link. If you don't click the link, we don't know that you took the trial. All right, and the spreadsheet, today, the 21st day, 2020, February 2020. You made 16 in crude, 7 in gold, and 1 on the ES. And we left a lot on the table. You know, we should triple that number right there. At least triple. Today it took 2 minutes and 1 trade to get to the goal for the day. At that point, we're up $100 a contract. And on the month now, we're at $2,463. That's over 13 days, averaging $189 a day. On the year, $5,262. That's over 32 days, averaging $164 per day. Okay, that's 1 contract, 2 hours per day. All right, and with that, we can pass it back out. Fabulous Phoenix, Arizona, Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Dwayne, if you are ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. I don't see John in here yet.
Yeah, he'll be along in a minute, I think.
Okay.
All right, guys. Michael just told you how to take the free trial. Let me take it up a notch. You can become a CFRN passport holder today, if you qualify. No money down, no payments for 6 months. It doesn't get any better than that. Call Valerie 949-42-EMINI for complete details, or just send her an email, support@cfrn.net. All right, I got a little bit of news for you. Celebrated TV host Max Keiser, in his most recent interview on the infamous InfoWars, said Bitcoin is going to hit $400,000. Yeah, I know. That's what I said. He told the host of InfoWars, Alex Jones, that his old prediction of 100,000 was now too conservative. He told the show, I am officially raising my target for Bitcoin, and I first made this prediction when it was $1. I said this could go to 100,000. I'm now raising my official target for the first time in 8 years, and I'm raising it to $400,000. Keiser was speaking as coronavirus continued to overshadow global markets, and Bitcoin traded lower on the day, just below 10,000. Unfazed by short-term volatility, he said the largest cryptocurrency was equally as attractive at current levels as it was at the time of his original forecast. That's when it was $1. The good news is that Bitcoin at 10,000 or 9,300 is even as attractive as it was when it was $100. While he did not name a specific time frame for this 40x return, but that does make him more bullish than the majority of even the best known Bitcoin supporters. Even venture capitalist Tim Draper believes that at least by 2024, the Bitcoin USD pair should make it to a more modest $250,000. John McAfee has taken his $1 million bet off the table. Bobby Lee, CEO of Bitcoin wallet Belay, believes 500,000 is a likely price for 2028. And one historically accurate technical indicator has calculated an average price of $100,000 sometime between 2021 and 2024. There you have it, a little bit of news. And on this daily chart of the S&P, we're still sitting on top of the BBC. Michael, recap of the recap.
Today it took 2 minutes and 1 trade to get to the goal for the day.
That, sir, is a good bingo.
Yes, John just popped in too.
Did he? All right,
Yeah.
guys. We'll do a full recap of the Concierge Trade Alerts from last night. We'll look at Logic 247 for the week as soon as we finish talking with John.
Hi.
Hey, John, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks. What a day, huh? I'll tell you what, this is a really dangerous market. And it's dangerous because I kind of noticed this. It kind of, what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the top of the silver market on the 1st of May, 2011, in the middle of the night. When we made that last high a couple of nights ago and reversed, the market kind of went weak, kind of went to jelly, just the same way as the silver market did when it topped out.
Right.
And I think that, look, it's kind of interesting. We're way down. Apple isn't even down to its low of a few days ago. It's just getting there right now, but the fangs are starting to give it up. And it's just, unless some kind of a massive intervention occurs, it's pretty hard to, I thought earlier on they might try to ramp it, but it's looking less likely right now. What's kind of interesting is, what I was telling you about these pivot points. On the way up, we had these sort of corrections. They were fairly modest, and then there would be this kind of pivot point, and that you could tell from that point, we were going to get a rally, and we even got one last night. When the market sold off after the London opened, it kind of sold off, and then it stabilized. And sometimes when you're looking to buy the S&P or the Nasdaq, and the thing is in a free fall, you kind of think, Jesus, when is it going to bounce? When is the turn coming? Because you have to be very precise. You have to kind of get in exact on the low. We got a little bit of a possible buy developing right now, but it may not be a buy. It may turn back into a sell. So this is a pretty important level we're at right now. Now, often when we get down about this far, given the way that things are going, there's a bit of a rally effort. But if this one fails, it could actually accelerate the downside. So, what was kind of remarkable was that after this pivot point was established in the morning, we rallied up, towards the open, and then they came in and slammed it straight down. And when we go through these pivot points, it's devastating because there is, it tends to go through fast, fairly quickly, which is what happened earlier this morning. So, given that the weekend is coming up, if there's a late sell-off this afternoon, and if you look at the VIXs, the VIXs now are looking very, pretty bullish actually. And the UVXY.
UVXY, give me a second, I'll bring it up. There we go.
Yeah,
That's
you
fine.
see how
Put it on.
yesterday, we kind of had this like, up and sideways, and 9 times out of 10, unless there is a rally this afternoon and a sell-off in these things, the odds of us going higher on Monday are pretty high. And it may not just be, it may be a big gap. It may look. In a way, we've got, remember I said, one of these days you could wake up and the Dow's down 1,000 and gold's up 100. Well, we're down like 300, or not even down 300, we're down 180 on the Dow, and gold's up like 30. So it's pretty incredible what's going on here. This is a classic example of everybody trying to head for the exit at the same time. And of course, the people who are the Tesla people who are super bullish on Tesla. The whole thing at Tesla came in positive for a while. It was up about 15 this morning. I think it's down right now. You might want to take a look at Tesla.
You want on daily?
Yeah. It kind of looks really dangerous, this stock now, because had that doji, and it could really crater next week. I mean, if this thing's down, $100 or something, it could really come apart. If you look at Microsoft.
Tesla, I see coming back to 600. Microsoft.
Yeah.
Probably back to 170.
Yeah, what's kind of dangerous about this market right now? I mean, even Microsoft, you see there was a kind of an exhaustion gap and a potential island top. So if by the end of the day we're down towards that gap, and then on Monday we gap below it, I mean, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. And this is a little bit how the top was formed in 2000. You see, you had the first reversal on Microsoft, and then you had this rally, and then you had that doji, and now we're going down. So we're dynamically poised to go lower. We're dynamically bearish, effectively. Yeah. And so now we're accelerating downwards because that rally attempt failed. So it's really becoming a pretty tedious situation.
That's the 30-minute chart of Microsoft.
Yeah. At the same time, there's some craziness going on in this market. Take a look at Stamp, STMP.
STMP.
Yeah. I mean, talk about opposite worlds. You'd think that was a kind of a negative ETF or something, but it's not. It's a stock. So it probably it's close to a sell-up here fairly soon, because when the big winners turn down, then you're really in trouble. ENPH.
No, I got that wrong. EN.
Sorry, ENPH.
There we go.
Yeah, it's starting to I mean, it's a very powerful stock. I think if it wasn't for this market, that stock would probably be about 65 by now. But it's kind of rolling over. The other one is Acceleron. Looks like it's suddenly starting to break down. XLRN. Not by much, but it's potentially that big doji. You see that doji day where it hit 96?
This is a 30-minute chart.
Yeah, that one there. Yeah. What time frame is that? Yeah.
That was 30 minutes. This is daily.
Yeah. Can you put that 30-minute back again?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, if you can put Microsoft up.
There we go.
Yeah, you see, it's actually very interesting. This first day here, this first sell-off on Microsoft, the day we hit an all-time high, and then we reversed, came down, and then this second little guy here on the 19th really was something to be careful of, that's what really got me bearish actually when I saw that developing, and now we're breaking down. If by some miracle we rally this afternoon, and you can never rule it out, you could argue that's a three-way pullback. And, look, if we come back from this, there's going to be a melt up in the market. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So that's something to also keep in mind, because, when you have a situation like this, you can get a little bit, what's the word, kind of mesmerized by, the possibility of what could happen to the VIXs and things, but we're getting down towards a possible head and shoulders bottom now. So if we find support here, if we do get that reversal from here, which it's trying to turn, then you might actually have a pretty big rally develop from here. So, in spite of it all.
Right. The S&P is looking weak, and we're looking for a move for the downside right here. we do have support right here at 33, 39.40. But if we break below this swing low right here, then this is our lowest weekly trading zone for the S&P. So we had a leg,
Yeah.
we had a retracement to the BBC. We expect it to be good resistance. It was. And now we're just waiting for the continuation.
Mm-hmm. No, it looks like we're going to rally again, actually, as it turns out. So
Yeah, we might bounce as high as this zone overhead potentially. I don't see us going any higher than that.
Probably not. Probably not. We're actually developing one of those pivot points again right here. So it's quite a big deal. That probably means that the gold. Maybe we look at the gold, Dwayne.
Our alert last night. Every CFRN passport holder got this alert last night. Consider buying gold at 1628. It's over a $2,000 per contract move.
Oh, that's a great move. Well done. That's fantastic.
And the night before, we suggested being long 1618.
Mm-hmm.
So this was just a continuation of that same move. So basically,
yeah,
we've gone from
the gold stocks
it's about a $30
kind of,
move in gold so far.
Yeah, have a look at RGLD. It's probably it's kind of weird the way this stock's been going because it's been doing opposite to the gold stocks, but it did put in a tremendous bottom down at the 102 area, and really it's been pretty bullish up until then. But it could mean that the gold, and if the market does rally, it's obviously going to knock the gold down, I think, and I'd say that's probably potentially about to happen right now. If the market can rally. So it's a bit of a test here. The thing about this is, we're having a rally attempt, and is it going to fail again? That's the thing. If it fails now, we're really could accelerate to the downside. So
Talking about the S&P.
Yeah.
That's what we're waiting for. In fact, there's a nice short available. I would say 33, probably 33.42 down to 33.40. It's a couple of points on the session. Now, is it going to take out the support? I can't say. But the direction of the market from here is down to this support area. So.
Oh, take a look at GILD, G-I-L-D. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually doing pretty well. This is they've got a potential treatment for the
coronavirus.
Yeah. So it's kind of acting quite well.
Anything else you want to cover?
Yeah, you could look at DCO. That's another stock that's flying today. Look at that. And what's the other one? Cobot, CPRT. Yeah, it's it's still. I think if there's any kind of a lift in the market, that one might have another shot at going back up to 100. Okay. All right. Thanks. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, John, you too.
Yeah, bye.
All right. So watch this move on the S&P. last night's Concierge Trade Alert. If you want to grab a screenshot. Here it comes. That was that long on gold right there. Okay, got your screenshot. Very good. Okay, on the S&P, where it was considering short 33.57. Alerts got out last night at 8:25 p.m. Eastern. That's the 2000 candle, which is right there. That's when the alert came out, during this 30-minute candle. And again, the alert was to be short 33.57. So we'll see if we can put a straight line across here. As you know, important prices, important areas are almost always tested. So from 33.57, come on. Now, did we expect 54 to be support? Sure. Why? Well, because it's a weekly trading zone, and that's what price does. It goes from zone to zone to zone. We've published the zones every Monday morning, 6:15 a.m. Eastern, for the past 10 plus years now, since December 14th of 2009. So let's shrink this up a little bit. So from 33.57, the initial drop took us down exactly 2 points to 55, back above the trigger. This time we spiked the zone, made it all the way down to 33.45. It's a 9-point move, $450 per contract traded. Then we got back above the trigger, down to the zone, back above the trigger, down to the zone, through the zone, and the swing low so far is 33.32. So 57 minus 32, well, you can do the math, $50 a point, and we're still looking for a continuation move to the downside. So let's look at the Dow.
How you doing?
Hang on, let me hit John's mute button. There we go. All right, on the Dow, we have the same dynamic in place. Got a lag, got a retracement. We expect it to be good resistance until it isn't. And so, after a little consolidation here, potentially a continuation move to the downside. Last night's alert was to be short 29035. There we go. Swing low 28,969. Back above the trigger, run into the VVC, which we expect to be good resistance, till it isn't. Another leg to the downside. Almost made it to the zone below. Again, that's what price does. Leg, retracement, leg, retracement, leg, retracement. The high probability move from here is a move to the downside. I'm sure there are plenty of traders out there thinking, okay, we found a bottom, okay, let's all get long here. This thing's ready to take off like a rocket ship. But we don't quite see it that way. We look for a continuation to the downside. On the Russell, exact same scenario. Where do we go from here? 1683, probably down to the zone here at 1680. That would be a 3-point move at $50 a point, $150 per contract traded. Last night's Concierge Trade Alert said to consider being short. 1685. And that's about right there. Important prices, important areas, almost always tested. From 1685, we dropped to 82.5. It's a 2.5-point move at $50 a point. Back above the trigger, we run into the zone, which we expect to be good resistance, till it isn't. And then in one 30-minute candle, the opening candle on Wall Street today, we go from zone all the way to the zone. When we approach the zone from above, we expect it to be good support. It was. It bounced us back up to the BBC, which happens to be right at the trigger. And now, right before your eyes, it's giving us that down move right back to this weekly trading zone. On the NQ, last night's alert, consider being a short 95.81. And 95.81. We were right in here somewhere. 95. And this was the candle the alert came out on. So 95.81. We made an initial drop down to 69.50. I mean, that's a 10-point move. That's $200 per contract traded. Bounced up to the zone, which dropped us through the trigger again, down to the zone. Remember, that's what price does. It goes from zone to zone to zone to zone. We can vouch for that for the last 10 years plus. And if we look at historical charts, we can see that it was even in play long before we were aware. So we get back above the trigger, and we take a drop from 95.81. From 95.81 to 94.81. Just to round it, the actual swing low was 72. But if you just round it and go 81 to 71, 95.81 to 95.71. There it is. And let's look at crude. Last night in the workshop, I don't know if Michael mentioned it or not, but we worked with the 30-minute and the 5-minute to show each and every one in the workshop how to understand what the market is trying to do and how to use that smaller time frame to help you get positioned properly for what turned into be quite a nice move. We had our bearish cross, got a leg, took us down to the zone, which bounced us back up to resistance at the BBC, which then took us down to the zone, which bounced us back up to the BBC, which then took us down to the zone where the market found good support, bounced us back to the BBC, back down to the zone, back to the BBC, back down to the zone, and finally crude is managing to climb above these swing highs. We've got blue and climbing right here. And so we'll watch for a bullish cross. If we get it, then we simply start looking for trades on the long side. Trading's not easy, but it can be. Just that simple. Now, people will try to tell you that it's more complicated than that. That it can't be that simple, but yeah, it's right here in front of you. Last night's crude alert was to be short 53.15, which should be right about there. And so from 53.15, we dropped $300 per contract down to the zone below, back above the trigger, another $300 drop, back above the trigger, another $300 drop. And this time it looks like crude is determined to get back above this zone. If it does, you got to watch this area right here. That's a potential obstacle overhead. Okay. And already covered gold with you. $2,000 per contract move. It's actually if you go back 2 nights, add them together, it's a $3,000 per contract move. And for the trader who's earned the right to trade 10 contracts, well, that's a $30,000 move right there in front of you. All right. And for the week, Logic 247. That's our around the clock, 24/7 live alert service. We start Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern, and the clock is running until Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern. That means you could get an alert at 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. This allows you to trade on your terms, not against the Wall Street clock of 9:30 to 4. So far this week, week 81. Yesterday, we were 25% of actionable alerts have been stopped out. Today through noon, we've had a total of 30 alerts. 2 never triggered, 1 still in the win. 27 actionable alerts. 5 of the 27 were stopped out. That's 19% of actionable alerts stopped out. And to just give you an idea what the week looked like, I'll show you that as well. Remember, we start Sunday nights, 6 p.m. Eastern, and even though Monday was a holiday, we were hard at work Sunday night. Thumbs up means price made it to the target. A red X means it was stopped out. There's the S&P, the Dow, the Russell, stop out on the NQ. There's crude, there's gold, S&P, the Russell, the Dow, the NQ, gold, S&P, stop out on the S&P. There's a Dow that never triggered. There's an S&P. There's an NQ that was stopped out. There's an NQ that found the target. That's a crude. We're in the J contract now. That got stopped out. S&P stopped out. No trigger. There's gold. Found the target. This hedge on the S&P found the target. There's the S&P, the S&P. There's the Dow. There's the NQ. There is crude. And there's gold. So there you have it. That's the week of Logic 247. When you become a CFRN passport holder, you have access to the live training room each and every day from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. You own the CFRN indicator set that you just saw. You have the Logic 247 alerts around the clock. And you have the CFRN Concierge Trade Alerts. That's a static report published once per session shortly after the Globex Open. Those numbers are good for the entire session. And as you saw, important prices, important areas are almost always tested. So when you have a trigger on the Concierge Trade Alert, get your points and then wait for it to trigger again. and get your points and wait and see if it triggers again. Trading is not easy, but it can be simple. Just that simple. Good word for the day. Yesterday we talked about letting them go. Let's continue. 1 John 2:19 says, they went out from us, but they did not really belong to us. For if they had belonged to us, they would have remained with us. But their going showed that none of them belonged to us. Now there are people in life we get along with quite well. And then there's those that we don't. And in some cases, we're not even supposed to. Now, let's be clear. We're not talking about being unloving, insensitive, or divisive. Paul said in Romans 12:18, do all you can to live in peace with everyone. We're talking about people that God specifically tells us to break away from. When it comes to those who don't belong in your life, here's a couple things to consider. First, there's the revelation. The Bible says they went out from us, but they did not really belong to us. If they had, they would have remained. But their going showed that none of them belonged to us. Just like you can't fit a square peg in a round hole, or mix oil and water, there are people who simply don't belong in your life. Now, after the revelation, there's separation. Paul said, do not be yoked together with unbelievers. What fellowship can light have with darkness? What harmony is there between Christ and Baal? What does a believer have in common with an unbeliever? What agreement is there between the temple of God and the temple of idols? For we, you and I, we are the temple of the living God. As God has said, I will live with them, walk among them, I will be their God, and they will be my people. Therefore, come out from them and be separate, and I will receive you. 2 Corinthians 6:14 says, I will be a father to you, and you will be my sons and daughters. Bottom line, when God tells you a relationship is not right for you, listen and obey. And that's our good word for the day. So, if you're ready for a shot at being the 1 out of 10 as opposed to being the 9 out of 10, call Valerie today, 949-42-EMINI, or send her an email, support@cfrn.net, and find out how you can be with us at the Globex Open Sunday night when the markets open. A full-fledged CFRN passport holder. No money down. Give her a call. Find out how it works. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Whoever you are, wherever you are, may God continue to richly bless you with His mercy and with His grace. I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading Emini Futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.